When the island was placed under a tsunami warning Friday evening, the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority began evacuating the elderly living at Guma Trankilidat in Tumon. GURA Executive Director Marcel Camacho.
So we decided to move them using initially our company vehicle, and then we contacted the mayor's office in Tamuning to assist to get a bus involved and also an ambulance. The reason for the ambulance is that we have a couple of residents who are bedridden and they wouldn't be able to be moved in the bus or the car.
But not everybody was evacuated from the residential area that's nestled near the coast of Tumon Bay. One elderly refused to be evacuated while two others who were bedridden were left behind.
We talked with the families of the two residents that were bedridden. One family member actually stayed with her spouse. The other family member, we discussed with her over the phone the possible evacuation of her mother, and at the time there were two caregivers there.
Camacho admits, though, that the caregivers left around 7:30 that evening, leaving one bedridden elderly woman by herself.
At about 9:30 when we came, or the manager came back to the site, he checked on that resident and found that she wasn't breathing. So our manager called 911 and the medics were dispatched in just a few minutes and were at the site.
Do you think that GURA is responsible for this woman's death because she was left there unattended at a time when everybody else had been evacuated?
I don't believe so. I think that the family members knowing that of the impending threat and having our personnel on site, there was communication, and we can't control all of the instances that occur. So I think we did our best to offer assistance to those who wanted it.
Camacho maintains GURA had the ability to move them if the tsunami had turned into an urgent situation.
The decision was made to contact some assistance, and we are awaiting the assistance, but the time frame, I guess, kept getting extended, and eventually the sense of urgency really didn't materialize, and I think if it got more urgent, we probably would have had more response, immediate response.
GFD spokesperson Captain Andy Arceo confirms that 3 calls were made to the fire department on Friday night. The first came at 6 o'clock from the Guma Trankilidat Homeowners Association president, asking that GFD come and tell residents to evacuate. The second call came from the police department at 7:04, just minutes before the estimated tsunami arrival time, informing them that 2 bedridden residents needed to be evacuated. But Arceo says there were only 4 medics in operation on Friday evening, all responding to emergency calls. It wasn't until the 911 call was made at 9:13 Friday evening that medics responded in 7 minutes to find the 96-year-old woman had already died.
If we had been advised that the tsunami was actually headed our way and was a major threat, we would have responded a little differently, I believe. So.
In light of what transpired on Friday evening, GURA is now reviewing its standard operating procedures to identify areas needing improvement. Camacho says the agency is even looking to obtain federal money to purchase its own vehicle to transport those residents needing special assistance in future times of emergency. Reporting in Tumon for Guam's News Network, I'm Mindy Egan.